Hi, welcome. In this update I will be talking about, obviously, the progress I'm making on the game. We'll be explaining again somewhat of how the game is built, and we'll be talking about some stuff I built to improve my video's quality, like a light and a teleprompter. My name is Villingor, all that and more coming up. Since the last update, actually I was mostly working on getting myself a new PC. This very video is edited on that new PC. You cannot tell the difference, but for me it was a much smoother creation process. We'll be making a video about the PC building process, which parts I picked and why, so if you are interested, that video will be coming out soon. Let's get to the game. I've been coding the behavior of new enemy types. Now there are 3 more enemy types apart from those seen in the trailer, and that will be the whole rooster. Speaking of the trailer, if you have not seen it yet, check it out and tell me what you dislike about it and what you like about it. It helps me improve. Going back to the game, how do these enemy types look like? Well, I don't want to tell you. I want it to be a surprise. A nasty one. Usually a ninja surprise is a nasty one. But I can talk to you about the game creation process. How many levels of the final game have I created thus far? A quarter of all levels? A half? Nope, just one. But a special one. We'll proceed to explain myself. Again, we are using Godot game engine, and as I explained in the previous video, Godot game engine uses scenes to organize itself. Every scene is like a separated runnable folder of sorts. Now I use these scenes in a way that for every next level of the game, the Godot game engine stops running the old scene/level and starts to run a new predetermined scene containing next level content like new enemy types, new backgrounds, and so on. The final game will have 100 plus levels. It's a lot of work to create all of them, so what do I do to make things easier? I will explain. All game levels have some common elements that never change, like for example the threshold rope or the upper info bar with stats, and so on. It would be an enormous job to create every level from scratch, so the trick is to create one level that has all the elements that will be present in all the sequent levels. Then copy-paste that one level while adjusting relatively small details for every individual level, like different backgrounds, different enemy sequences, different enemy speeds, and so on. One thing to be careful with this kind of approach to level building is that if I make a mistake in that one basic sample level and then go on to multiply it by 100 plus times, to correct my initial mistake, I would have to go through every single one of those 100 plus levels. Let's hope that won't happen. That's why I'm also putting extra care into the creation of this one basic level. One level to rule them all. Let's switch the subject from game creation to video creation. Of course, I need proper tools to improve the quality of these videos, and since I live in Bosnia, countryside, healthy non-industrial chicken eggs are easy to find. Cinematic equipment, not so easy to find. So until a better solution comes along, I improvise and make stuff like this. An attempt of a 5-year-old kid to make a Thor's hammer? No, we'll explain. This very video is created using these improvised tools of mine, and the situation is a little bit like this. But hey, the result is decent and that's all that matters. I'm a bit embarrassed to show these handcrafts of mine because part of me thinks like, oh, they look so cheap, so unprofessional, and they do. Maybe I should think in a way like, this is resourceful, doing the best with what I've got, and it's also handcrafted. Anyways, the first thing I needed for better quality video are of course lights. I did not do, unfortunately, too much research before the purchase, so I just went to the nearest store that had big lights and bought the biggest. It's like 10 times more powerful than a standard incandescent 100 watts light bulb. I need this light source to be a soft light so that it does not create a sharp but rather a diffused shadow. And to do that I made this. It's not gonna win any design awards, but hey, it gets the job done. On the interior side it is covered with some aluminum foil for better and more evenly distributed light reflection. Since this light source is a definitive overkill for my current filming setup, I had to tone it down by using this thick hammer paper, and voila! I'm using this handcrafted setup right now, illuminating this side of my figure. Let's move on to the improvised teleprompter that I made out of a CD case, some cardboard and a black garbage bag. The idea in the creation process was to make something obviously cheap and lightweight, so even if it falls or something, it does not bring the camera down or breaks. Convenient coincidence, the CD case is slightly bent and magnifies the scrolling text from the smartphone. The text is bent also, but it's perfectly readable. I'm using this teleprompter throughout this whole video and there is no obvious video quality loss, as you can tell. Not bad for something that is made for less than $1, way less than $1 probably. And now, regarding the last item I made, you may have noticed that in comparison to my previous video, there is no microphone in the video frame. The microphone is above my head, just a few centimeters out of the frame. I'm using this USB microphone currently, and it's a great microphone because it creates almost no self-noise in the recording, and it captures every tiniest sound, which is awesome. But that also means it captures the fridge working and the car passing by my house and so on. And this is what the Thor's hammer is for. It basically creates some sort of a shotgun microphone and it isolates unwanted sounds quite effectively. I will be clapping in front of the microphone and to the side of it to give you an idea of the effectiveness of the solution. I am clapping approximately at the same distance. And that would be all for this update. If you like these videos, consider subscribing, for it will help this channel grow. Also, you can support my work on Patreon. See you all in the next video.